welcome to this online arbitrage deals video. So today I'm going to help you understand what it is exactly you are seeing in these tables here and what they mean. So with online arbitrage deals, for every item that you get through into your deal flow, you get a bunch of useful information that comes with the item to give you an idea of how it's doing on Amazon, how well it may work out for you. So an important part of that information is what you get in these tables. So I just thought I'd explain to help you understand what exactly each bit means. So you have the ASIN of the item, which you're more than welcome to look up to find the item on Amazon. Of course, you do have a link to the item on Amazon using these links here, and you have a link to the store there as well. You can see the category. Now the category is important because you might have online arbitrage deals and you still might be gated in certain categories. Of course, if you have the beginner's plan, you'll have the get ungated course, which is going to go a long way to helping you take all of the right steps to get ungated in more categories. Therefore, you're able to sell more. So for the time being, you still might be gated in certain categories. So it's important to know what category this item belongs in, so that way you know if you can go ahead and sell it or not. Of course, if you're eligible to sell in multiple categories, then this should be fine. You have the profit of the item and the ROI. Now, ROI stands for return on investment, which is exactly what it is. So it's how much you're getting back on top of your initial investment. So it's a tool that sellers use to judge how well an item is going to perform. You've got the BSR percentage here, which shows you that this item is within the top 1.26% of this item's category. I'll explain BSR in a bit more detail a little bit later on. Then you have the competition. So have a brief look at the competition on the listing. It's always useful to know who exactly you're up against on the listing and if it is dominated by a particular type of seller. So in this case, you have 13 FBA sellers and 2 MF sellers. You've got the weight of the item and the dimensions. So it's important to understand the weight and dimensions. The weight and dimensions are taken into account when it comes to your Amazon fees as well. The weight and dimensions are also important for items that could be eligible for small and light. So it's worth taking those into account because you could submit the item to the small and light program and enroll it in that. Then you have the BSR number. So BSR stands for bestseller rank, which is Amazon's way of showing you how well an item is performing on their platform. So it helps you gauge popularity and the amount of sales that the item makes. So let's say, for example, there is 100,000 items within the grocery category. Now the item at number 1 is going to be performing the best. It's selling really well. It's really popular. The item at number 100,000 is performing the worst. It's hardly getting any sales. It's not very popular. So the closer you are to 1, the better. If you saw something like this, 24,337, that is a whole lot closer to 1 than it is 100,000. In fact, it's miles and miles and miles away from being at 100,000. So that is still a good BSR. So again, it's a way of helping you judge how well an item is performing on Amazon. And what backs this up is the BuyBot Pro sales rank graph. So what you want from this is you want it to be as close to the bottom of the chart as possible because that shows a better BSR number. And you want as much movement on this chart as you can possibly get because more movement equals more sales. So for every bit of movement on that chart, even if it's just a little bit, that means there has been at least one sale for the item. Could be more than that, but it's been at least one sale at any point that it moves. So that is everything in the table. Hopefully that's helped you understand a little bit more about online arbitrage deals and some of the information that it offers when you get items through to your deal flow. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.